Look, the other day I was a little hot under the collar, a little emotional because, we were evaluating Torres and I got a little bad news. And I don't like it when people, think that our club can't or won't compete. And that was the reason why I was a little testy. So, feel better now, but I just want everybody to be, again, on record. This club will compete regardless of Román's injury, regardless of Victor's setback, whatever. The players that step on the field know their roles. It's the next man up. That's what I want to say.
Fair enough.
Okay, now you can start.
On the pride of the team, how is the team looking in terms of Saturday? Must-win game, because all games are must-win, or you're not where you want to be.
I hate that term, but yeah, there's some pressure that we need to win again, for sure. Our record's not where we want it to be. I could say it's only, beginning of May. There's whatever the math is, 28 games left. But we got to start picking up some points. That much I'd give you.
Do you have to do anything more to pick up those points? Are you feeling players in where they need to be? It's just the execution part of it.
Yeah, I think there's a combination of things. So, we picked up points against Minnesota. We picked up a point against Kansas City. Probably should have picked up a point against LA. I think the team's trending in the right direction. Can we eliminate some of the individual mistakes that might have cost us in Kansas City? The one mistake that we know was Steph and LAFC. Those are individual mistakes. We're going to have faith in our players that they won't make those on a consistent basis. The rest of the stuff, yes, we're working on. We're working on the soccer piece.
Offensively, is there anything that you would like your players to do more, whether it's your backs to get a little bit farther up, your wingers try to be more referenced in the...
I think guys have to have the right mentality about just life or death inside the penalty box. Ball goes out wide to the outside backs. We've talked about the references of the crosses. When the ball is here, this is the type of cross you should expect, so get into that position. When the ball is down at the end line, does it come across the goalkeeper, back to the penalty spot? We do pattern sequences and training all the time. It's the execution of those. That's what we need to work on. That's what we need to be sharp on Saturday.
Brian, an update. You mentioned it earlier about Román. An update on his status?
Yeah. So Román has seen our doctor. He's actually went and saw Mandelbaum, the U.S. ex-national team doctor. He's had an MRI, and our guys are saying it's 4 weeks. Now, I don't want to make anybody in Panama nervous or anything like that, but that's just what our doctors are telling you. I know there was a tweet out there from their doctor in 2 to 3 weeks. He hasn't seen Román yet, but our doctors are in contact with Panama, so Román has been good about making sure Panama is aware of the injury. So look, these things are going to be day to day. Román is going to recuperate at his pace. Christian is going to recuperate at his pace. Victor at his pace. Ozzy. I don't really like the timeline issue, but he does have a hamstring strain, and he's going to do whatever he can to make it back for any of our games or make it for the World Cup, because he's a competitive guy.
So if the doctor said 4 weeks, we could assume that possibly there's a chance that he might not play with you guys again until Russia.
That is a possibility. But again, I don't like the timelines, but it was a significant enough injury for me to get me in a bad mood the other day. So if I was a betting man, I'd probably say we probably won't see him.
Is there a player on the field that you look to kind of be your voice, to be that leader? I know only one wears the armband, but maybe more than that.
Dave, I would say if I'm looking at the field, Ozzy's been that for a long time. And then you go down the list of, Chad Marshall, Clint, Kelvin, Gustav. I know I'm not forgetting Steph, but I'm forgetting a few other guys. I think we still have enough veteran players on the team that the team will be in sync.
Christian's been a little bit more vocal lately. He's worn that armband for a little bit. What does it mean to have such a young player like that, seasoned veteran at this point, but stepping up and sometimes telling older guys what to do?
It's just the natural evolution of the game. Every one of those players on the field, Clint, Chad, Steph, they respect Christian, what he does for the team. So they don't have any issue with it. They might bark back at him a little bit, but that's natural. But he's shown that he possesses some leadership skills, and we're trying to cultivate that.
You've put him into several different positions where he's succeeded, whether as a defensive mid, as box-to-box, attacking winger. What's that meant for you and for that team that you have him able to kind of move
Step
around
in,
so you
yeah.
can put other people on?
Well, you can look at it one of two ways. So a former player of ours, Brad Evans, didn't like that tag, but Brad was very valuable to the team. He ended up being one of the most valuable players that we've had in our franchise for a long time because he could plug in on different situations. Christian's similar in that regard. We can put Christian here, here, and here. You know, I've even played him at right back, at left back, I think once early on due to some injuries or suspension. So it is good to have, but certainly if you ask Christian and you ask Brad, they'd probably like it if they were kind of, okay, this is where I fit. But for me as a coach, it's great because the one constant that he brings in any position is his determination to help his club win games.
An update on Nico.
Nico's in just on his individual program. They're all kind of on their own deal. When he's healthy, he's absolutely going to start every game for us.
What about Victor Rodriguez? Is there any details on what was maybe repaired or? How
They
long
didn't
he
find any damage in there in the MRI. So he will be on a healing process again. I don't want to put a timeline on there, but as soon as he's ready, he will play. But there was no significant damage found in the knee.
Does Columbus Crew do anything special that you feel like you have to focus on in order to be
Yeah, their
sound
outside backs
defensively?
go really high. Iguain's very dangerous. Zardes has had a rebirth in his career. Good team.